welcome to the Knitty Kitties channel. I'm Art Netty. Now then, in this video, this is a new series. I'm doing some cooking. I use gluten-free, dairy-free, but that can easily be changed for whatever suits you best, so it doesn't have to be gluten-free. If this helps anyone, that's brilliant, isn't it? Now, first of all, I'm going to measure out the flour. All of the quantities that you need will be in the description below. Now, you're thinking this is an art channel, what's going on? The recipes are available to print out, and I'll do a bit of a voiceover later, so it'll give you a bit more information. But you can print off that recipe and you can colour it in and stuff like that, and it's basically a piece to colour in and a recipe as well. So first things first, I'm going to add the flour, but I have preheated the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I've done a bit lower actually because mine's a fan oven, that's 160. I think it's 285 grams of flour, but if I'm wrong, during editing I shall have told you the correct amount, and as I say, all the correct amounts will be in the description below. So we're going to sift, hello, it's musical, sift that into the bowl like so. I am currently working on an apron to wear as well. If memory serves me correctly, 225 grams of caster sugar. You can use golden caster sugar as well, it does give a really nice flavour. I'm gonna add 110 grams of butter. Now, speaking of butter, if you're dairy free like me, you might actually prefer, well, you use the best butter that you can basically. There is vegan baking blocks, and then there's the blocks that you make the cakes with. That's the latter, this that I'm using. I wouldn't really recommend using the margarine that you'd use to spread your toast. It's not going to be as good. Basically, if you can use normal butter, that's brilliant. You use the best of what you got. So if you can use normal butter, that's fine. But if not, you use the best one that you can, not being a spread that you use on your toast. So this is what I'm going to be cooking in. It's a silicone. Someone going past going, who are you talking to? So what's left of that wrapper now, I'm going to use that to grease that. That's a quick, what do they call them these days? Life hacks? It's almost like during the war effort of not wasting things, that is. I should keep hold of that because I'm going to make my partner a banana bread as well. So there's a few more ingredients yet. I've got 2 duck eggs, as I'm allergic to normal chicken eggs. I found through trial and error of taking just a tiny bit of a boiled egg, I found I can tolerate these. Now that's not for everyone. There's a lot of good vegan options for people who can't have chicken or duck eggs. I'll recommend some in the description, or I can put screenshots of them at the end of the video if that's helpful. So I'm going to crack open them. Nice golden yolks. I got these in a store in the UK from Morrison's. I believe they're available in Iceland as well. Well, it's supposed to be 3 or 4 bananas, but we got 2.5 each. So do as I say, not as I do in this circumstance. So just going to add the bananas here. What you want, you don't want a fresh green You do not want a just ripened banana. You want them to have these brown dots on them. You know, when they're starting to look really grim and sorry for themselves. But they're not. They're very much edible, as long as you don't let them go black as anything. Eat them within date, but make sure they've got all these brown spots on them. That is going to improve the flavour of your banana bread. It's going to make all the difference. It's going to taste so much better. So I don't know how it works, but it works. So go like that. And this last bit of banana. So yeah, make sure you've got about maybe 3 large, or see, it's just starting to go a bit black. Baking powder, xanthan gum. You want 1 teaspoon of each. This is just for gluten-free baking, not necessarily for all baking. Now, in banana bread, you'd use bicarbonate of soda. I'm not sure if that's got a different name elsewhere in the world, because I see mostly it's people from the US, the States, who are following me. Oh, thank you for all the new subscribers, by the way, that's really cool. So, 1 teaspoon of each. In a gluten-free recipe seems to be fine. 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda if you've got it. If not, use baking powder. Preferable for the baking soda. So I'm just going to add, I feel like a prison warden with these. So, 1 teaspoon. It does say on that actually. So it's a gum that can help bind and baked goods. 2 teaspoons to 500 grams of flour. So that was 250 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon. For a cake, add a 1/4 teaspoon to 200. For pastry, a pinch to 100 grams of flour. So, because you haven't got the gluten, that's basically the binder when you're making a bread. It's not an actual ingredient. It's something, because science, that makes all of the structure bind together. So the more you can get in a gluten-free recipe to bind it together, the better chance. I remember the first cake I made, gluten-free cake, and I cut into it and it was basically like it was powder. It just went like that. So I'm just going to double check the next bit, which is milk. Oh, just throw everything everywhere. You would usually use buttermilk, but there is an alternative to that, and I shall show you that in a sec. So, buttermilk, we haven't got any, and the recipe I'm showing you is dairy free. What can you do? I got soy milk. It's sweetened soy milk, because I've got a sweet tooth. I've measured out 85 millilitres of that. And what I'm going to do, because I haven't got any buttermilk, is to get some lemon, a lemon, not American, to get a lemon. Chop that in half. I like to put the other half in the sink. Reason being, it cuts through grease. It's brilliant for that. Life hack. So I'm gonna add some lemon juice because I can't be bothered to. Oh, I've thrown a pip in there. I'll tell you. Because I can't be bothered to squeeze the juice. I'm just gonna do it by hand, and then that meant the pip going in, didn't it? That is going to be an alternative to buttermilk. So we want that pip out of there, don't we? So if you're not using soy milk, you're just using normal milk. Omit soy milk for your normal cow juice. So we're going to add that. If you haven't got lemon, by the way, best thing to do, sieve that all through. Best thing to do is use vinegar. Oh, that'll be in the recipe anyway, so there we go. But if you've got buttermilk and you're not allergic to it, happy days. So let's move that out of the way. So what we're going to do first with gluten-free baking, because it's more of a science than anything, you have to get the ingredients spot on, because if you don't, it can all go wrong. I think as long as you've got a good binder, like xanthan gum, you're should be alright. So I've got a spatula here, plastic one, well silicone, isn't it? So, and make sure you got your gluten-free bananas here, joke, and we're gonna fold the, you're gonna mix it, because you want all that air that's in there, you don't want to lose all that air that you've used the sieve for, right? You need to make sure all of that is nicely mixed together. What I do, best way I've found, is to make a figure of 8. Keep going like that. Figure of 8. That's how you do it. Yeah? Now optional in this, you could use, I wouldn't use a hand mixer, you know, the electric mixer I mean. It might be a bit too rough and it might mix it too much, so don't use that, and you probably lose all of the air. You need to keep that air in basically, so this needs to be a gentle process. Okay, so you basically need to make sure that there's no flour pockets in that, okay? What I do as well, again, do as I say, not as I do. I thought, because it's a nice hot day, my butter's gonna melt enough as I'm doing it, but I need to make sure that that butter is squished right down, because otherwise there's going to be little pockets of butter in there. The same thing for the, what's it called, the flour. Make sure there's no pockets of flour in there as well. There's a massive bit of butter there. It's not actually butter, it's baking block, you know, like, I don't know if other countries have it. It's called stork here. Do you have it where you are? Don't be sitting there staring. Let me know. Say yeah, or write in the comments. Yeah, we've got stork here, Netty. Right, nice one. So yeah, don't be sitting there staring. Join in. Yeah. So yeah, stork, and it's in like it's something like called best for baking, for biscuits and pastries, you know, something like that. You can use that. Anyway, I think that's all nicely incorporated. And what we can do now is get that. I know it looks absolutely grim, but it's really, really nice. I made one for my fiance. He's not boyfriend anymore, fiance. And he's asked me to make another one. So I've done it years ago. Same recipe I'm using. I've not had one for years, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to have one as well. Because why not? Why not? So making my one first. Reason being, so there's less risk of contamination with glue and stuff. And then I'm going to lovingly prepare his. Just put these in the sink. So, there we are then. This is ready to go in the oven. Please ignore this, because there's a bit like that, exactly the same, but it fell out this side. So, I just got a bit of banana bread on my hand. Ugh. But, doesn't look too nice now, does it? But in an hour, we're going to bake that 160 for fan. Between 160 and 180. If 160 is too much, just turn it up a wee bit. Maximum of 180 degrees Celsius. Somewhere on the screen there, future Netty will tell you that's not right or that's correct. Put that in for an hour. You'll be able to tell when it's ready. I'll tell you what I didn't do. Again, do as I say, not as I do. You'll be able to tell when it's ready. Put a skewer and I put it right in the middle. And if it comes out goopy, you can tell that it still needs a bit longer. Maybe put a bit of oil over the top to stop it burning. Another ingredient to add is vanilla essence. I didn't put it in mine, but I'm going to put it in my partner's. It just adds a certain creaminess or vanillin. That's actually a scientific thing. You will find milk powder, lactose in a lot of ingredients, which is sad for me, but not for somebody who's not allergic to milk. That's a vanillin, and it reminds you of when you were a child or something. There's quite a science to it anyway, and that's why you'll find it in unexpected things like gravy and things like that. But it does add something, I don't know what, but it's that kind of X factor. Anyway, let's report back in an hour. We'll taste it, we'll see what it's like, put a bit of butter on it. Actually mine's a dairy-free spread, but if you're able to eat dairy, nice one. Let's see you in an hour when it comes out the oven. So here she is. She's baked and ready. With gluten-free baking, I'd make sure to let it fully cool down before you take out the tray first, because it's still cooking in there, so it's better to let it cool down. So, I'm gonna get a slice of that. So, there we go. How nice does that look? So this is the spread I'm using. I'm not sponsored or affiliated by Flora or any brands that you see in this video. So I'm going to try it on camera. So it's like, use any spread that you like, whichever suits you best. Yeah, it's really nice. It's turned into a mukbang. So, my advice is bananas, mash them up before you put them in the mix. It'll work much better. Mash it up before you put them in the mix with the flour and that in a bowl. Melt your butter before you add it. In the microwave it should only need 15-20 seconds, something like that. That'll be much easier. Add some vanilla extract for a nice vanilling. And maybe try golden caster sugar as well. So the recipe will be in the description below. There will be a colouring in sheet, which I'll explain in a minute. There is a recipe sheet which you can print off, and you can colour that in and follow the recipe. All the mistakes I made while I was baking and making it shall be rectified, so again, do as I say, not as I do with that one. So next in this, you're going to see me with a brand of colour pencils I've not decided yet, and I'm going to draw a piece of banana bread or a banana loaf, and I shall leave the outline for you to be able to download. More information on that in the description, so you can colour in along with me, and there'll be voiceover Netty on there. So I'm actually left-handed. Let's have a look at that then. This is delicious, isn't it? Yum. So voiceover Netty here, and this is the banana that we're going to be drawing. This is our reference photo. I hope you enjoyed that recipe and you might want to make banana bread. So we've got our light source coming from there. This is where the light is hitting the top of the banana, and you've got your shadow there, which is the darkest part. And pay attention to the stalk as well, which has got green in it. So I'll have some fun drawing that. I used Prismacolor Premier wax colour pencils. This is my finished banana. It's not brilliant, but I had fun, and I'd love to see yours too with the hashtag AnyArtNetty on Instagram. So have fun, enjoy it. I did have a video doing it, but I realised I wasn't recording it, which is a bit daft. This has all gone a bit wrong, maybe because it was Friday the 13th, I don't know. But I've drawn, oh here we are, sorry, get to that bit in a minute. This is the list of every single colour that I used in the Prismacolor. What I've done as well is done a Castle Art Supplies colour pencil alternative. I can do more if anyone wants, and I can do a video if anyone wants to see that as well. Also in the description there's a printout where you can print the outline. Also, here we go, there's a chart you can colour in with the Castle Art Supply and the Prismacolor swatches. There's the recipe to print out as well. I'm not an expert baker or anything, I'm just a little home baker and a crafter and artist. Here's a banana and a monkey I drew as a companion for it. So I hope that was enjoyable. I'll be back with more art and cooking together. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.